They say the eyes are the windows to the soul. In the world of dark psychology, that is a lie. The eyes aren't windows, they are weapons. They are tools of calibration, intimidation, and absolute influence. Most people think eye contact is about connection. They think it's a way to show you're listening or to be polite. But in this realm, polite is just another word for predictable. Today, we are unlocking the hidden power of eye contact. By the end of this video, you won't just look at people, you will command them. We aren't learning how to be friendly. We are learning how to use your gaze to seize absolute control of the room. Welcome to the biology of domination. Why does your pulse quicken when a stranger stares at you a second too long? That's not social anxiety. That is your 200,000-year-old DNA screaming at you. In nature, prolonged eye contact means only two things: mating or murder. When you maintain an unwavering gaze, you are bypassing someone's modern, logical brain and hitting their amygdala, the lizard brain. You are forcing them into a freeze state. While they are busy wondering why they feel nervous, you are the one in control of the interaction. This is what we call the ocular lock. Most people shift their eyes aimlessly. They use what we call the social gaze, looking from eye to the mouth. It's soft, it's inviting, and it's inherently submissive. If you want to project power, you must use the triangulation method to create a power gaze. Stop looking at their mouth. Instead, focus on a singular point, the center of their forehead. By shifting your focus just an inch upward, you create a psychological pressure point. To the other person, it feels like they are being scrutinized by a judge. They will start to feel a phantom weight on their brow. They will start to stumble over their words. They will begin looking for your approval, while you are simply looking for their weakness. You also need to understand the physiological triggers of trust. You can't consciously control your pupils, but you can manipulate the environment to control theirs. This is why high-level negotiators and dark manipulators love dimly lit rooms. In low light, the pupils dilate. Subconsciously, we associate dilated pupils with high interest and arousal. By choosing a dark setting, you trick the other person's brain into feeling a false sense of intimacy and unearned trust. They think they like you. In reality, their nervous system is just reacting to the shadows. Before we move into the actual psychological warfare, you must understand this. Eye contact is the only form of touch that can happen from across a room. Don't just look, aim. Now that you understand the biological foundation, we enter the realm of active manipulation. Society has spent years conditioning you to be well-adjusted, which really just means easy to manage. To unlock hidden power, you have to break the social contract that keeps everyone else playing nice. The first rule of the dark practitioner is simple: never be the first to break eye contact. In every culture on Earth, the person who looks away first acknowledges a lower status. They are the ones who feel the heat of the moment and seek to vent the pressure. Most people will hold your gaze for 2 or 3 seconds and then glance down or to the side. When they do, they have just handed you the leash. When the silence becomes awkward, that is where your power resides. Most people are terrified of silence, and they are even more terrified of being stared at during that silence. They will start talking just to fill the void. They will reveal secrets, offer concessions, and lower their guard just to get you to blink. This leads us to the art of blink rate manipulation. A normal human blinks 15 to 20 times per minute. It is a sign of a processing brain and a beating heart. To project an image of absolute stoicism, a calm that feels almost predatory, you must manually lower your blink rate. When you stop blinking, you stop appearing human. You become an apex observer. This creates an uncanny valley effect that makes the other person feel like they are being watched by something that doesn't feel fear or hesitation. It makes them desperate to please you just to break the tension. Then there is the cold read gaze. This is a tactic used by those who want to project that they already know your darkest secrets. Instead of looking at their eyes, focus your internal vision about 6 inches behind their head. This creates a 1,000-yard stare that suggests you aren't just seeing their face, but that you are looking through their lies. He who sees through the mask makes the wearer of the mask his slave. If you want to take it a step further, You use eye contact to induce cognitive dissonance. This is a primary tool for gaslighting and emotional destabilization. You maintain intense, warm, kind eye contact while delivering a cold or even cruel message. The victim's brain cannot reconcile the warmth in your eyes with the sharpness of your words. They will default to trusting your eyes because the eyes feel honest, which allows your words to bypass their defenses and sink deeper into their psyche. You aren't just looking at them anymore. You are rewiring how they perceive reality. You are becoming the dominant frequency in the room, and they are simply tuning in. We are now entering the final stage, dark mastery. This is where the techniques stop being tools and start becoming a part of your identity. To reach this level, you must understand that eye contact isn't just about what you do with your eyes, but how you use them to anchor another person's soul to your will. Consider the 3-second rule. This is the difference between a master and a creep. To implement these powers without being socially ostracized, you must master the delay. When someone finishes speaking, do not respond immediately. Hold their gaze for exactly 3 seconds of silence. In those 3 seconds, their brain will go through a cycle of confusion, then insecurity, and finally, a search for validation. Only then do you speak. By the time you open your mouth, they are already primed to accept whatever you say as the definitive truth. And when you finally do look away, never look down. Looking down is a submissive reflex. It signals shame or a lack of confidence. Instead, move your gaze horizontally, as if you are dismissing a thought, or look upward as if you are bored by the current reality. By breaking eye contact on your own terms, in a lateral direction, you signal that you are the one who decides when the connection is over. But the most potent secret in the dark psychologist's arsenal is the left eye anchor. If you want to create an immediate, overwhelming emotional bond, one that feels like destiny or an unbreakable soul connection, focus your gaze exclusively on their left eye. Scientific research into brain lateralization tells us that the left side of the face is more intensely connected to the right hemisphere of the brain, which is the seat of emotion, intuition, and the subconscious. By anchoring your vision there, you bypass their logical filters and speak directly to their deepest vulnerabilities. They won't know why, but they will feel an inexplicable pull toward you, a sense that you see the parts of them that no one else can reach. You can use this same focus to dominate. If you switch that gaze to the right eye, the side connected to the logical, analytical left brain, and narrow your lids slightly, you trigger their defensive logic. You make them feel like a specimen under a microscope. You can flip between these two gazes like a light switch, leaving your target in a state of emotional whiplash, one moment feeling deeply seen, the next feeling coldly judged. These techniques are not for the weak of heart or the morally hesitant. Eye contact is the most direct form of energy transfer between two human beings. It is a bridge, and once you walk across it, you have the power to burn it down or occupy the territory on the other side. Use these tools with intent. Practice them in the mirror until you can stare at yourself without blinking for 2 minutes straight. Practice them on strangers until you can make a person turn their head just by looking at the back of their neck. Because once you unlock the hidden power of the gaze, you can never go back to being just another face in the crowd. You become the one who watches, and the one who watches, eventually, is the one who rules. Subscribe if you're brave enough to see what's coming next.